Hey y'all, it's Sierra here, and I am going to be doing a reading regarding shadow work and inner child healing. So this reading is going to be giving us messages about what type of shadow work we need to be doing, what we may need to heal as far as inner child healing, what subconscious issues we may have and not realize that we need to work on. So just to keep it short and sweet, I'm going to be doing 3 groups. So this is going to be a pick a card, and group number 1 is going to be the Tulip. Group number 2 is going to be the Angel, and group number 3 is going to be the Dog. Now, these pick a card readings can help you to use your intuition and strengthen your intuition. So you are going to want to use your intuition to pick the card or the symbol that resonates with you and that you believe correlates to the pile that contains the messages for you. So again, pile number 1 is the Tulip, pile number 2 is the Angel, and pile number 3 is the Dog. I'm going to go ahead and put some timestamps in the description and the comment section so that way you can go ahead and click on your pile. So I'll see you at your pile. Bye. Hey, pile number 1, you all chose the Tulip. So I was initially going to go through the cards one by one, but it just wasn't working out, me trying to lay out the cards. I'm doing this like on a tray, and the tray is, the cards kind of stick to it. So I wasn't able to lay them out how I wanted to when I was trying to go through them one by one. So I decided to just go ahead and lay out all the cards. So again, you all chose the Tulip. And the Tulip can represent, sorry, I hope I'm not making the camera move too much. The Tulip can represent playfulness, starting something new, intuition, happiness. It's kind of, I think in this deck it correlates to the Page of Cups. So just like, you know, ready to start something new, innocent. And then we have the Virgin next to that, so that's interesting. And when I see the Virgin card, I'm not seeing this as it relates to sex or intimacy, really. This is more of like, again, innocence, but also you may struggle with a bit of insecurity or being unsure of yourself. As we all know, a virgin is somebody who has not done something before. They are new to something. So sometimes when you haven't done something before, you can be a little bit intimidated. You may be unsure of yourself, so you might be struggling with a bit of insecurity, not fully realizing the true power that you really have, not fully being aware of the true impact that you really have. So just because you may not be an expert or feel like you're an expert at something, or you may not have had as many years of education as someone else, or as many years of experience as something else, or as someone else, you may still have a greater impact. So I feel like what you all are struggling with subconsciously, it could be conscious. You may be aware of this, but this is a shadow work reading, inner child healing reading. So some of this stuff you may not be aware of. It may be manifesting in a different way, but this could be the root of some of the issues that you're dealing with. So I feel like you may just feel unsure of yourself or slightly insecure about something or some aspect of your life. And I think this has a lot to do with intuition and knowing what you know. You may feel like you just don't know enough. We have Bast here. The keyword is play, but it's also a cat. So cats are very intuitive. They just know things. So even though you may not feel like you have a lot of worldly experience, you are still the type of person that's wise beyond your years. So even though you may be young or you may be new to something, you are very wise, but I feel like you don't really truly realize that or understand that. And then we have the Six of Cups card. Now we know this can represent nostalgia, past relationships, being playful, being joyful, you know, not taking things too seriously. But I think what's interesting here is the key word. The key word is innocence. And then we also have the Magician card. I'm going to try to show it to you. And this is represented by a spider. Now, the Magician typically represents manifestation, being the alchemist, knowing how to get the results that you need, being very resourceful, and just being a master. The key words here are master of skill. So again, even though you may be fresh, new, green, you really have a lot of power. You really have a lot of wisdom. You really will be able to impact people in a large way, but you won't be able to do that if you're afraid, if you are worried about people rejecting you or people not listening to you. You have information that people need to hear, but you're afraid to put yourself out there. I feel like this is kind of like a pile that can resonate with me as well. Even making these videos, I feel very intimidated about making these videos. I know that I know what I know, but I don't know if it's going to resonate with other people, if you understand what I'm saying. And sometimes you may not even know how you know what you know, because again, you're very intuitive. So you may just get information or get downloads and you don't know where it's coming from. So you're going to have to figure out how to figure out when you're having a download, when you're getting important information. Pay attention to signs, symbols, synchronicities, things that are happening around you. And just understand how to separate the intuitive messages from your ego. Next, we have the King of Matches. Now, the King of Matches in this deck correlates to the King of Wands in the Rider-Waite-Smith. So this is somebody who is very charismatic, even though you may not feel like people are attracted to you. They are attracted to your energy. This is also somebody that's very creative. They're a visionary. The wands represent creativity and, you know, just having that spark. So you have what people want. You are able to think of innovative new ideas, but you might be afraid to actually put those ideas into action or to execute them. So you have the vision, but you need to actually start executing your vision, and don't let fear hold you back. Don't let fear of people not liking what you have to say or your ideas hold you back. You still have to start working on them, and you will find your target audience. You will attract the people that are meant to hear your message. It's not necessarily going to be for everybody. There are going to be some people that don't agree with you, or that don't like what you have to say. They may not like your delivery. I know for me, I'm not for everybody. You know, not everybody's gonna like my style of reading. For the most part, excuse me, I'm very good with writing. That is where my gift is. So when people get a personal reading from me, they are getting it in writing. I am emailing them the messages that I'm receiving. It's very long, very in-depth. I'm giving them advice to go along with it. I'm letting them know what messages I received. I was so nervous to do that because what you see is people going live and giving readings, or they're doing video readings, or they're doing phone readings, which I'm getting more comfortable with doing that. But you don't really see too many people that are offering readings via email. So I was like, oh my God, nobody's going to want to get a reading from me because they want to see me on camera. So I was like, I'm not even gonna like read for other people. I didn't even get into tarot to read other people. I got into tarot to learn symbolism, and then people started asking me for readings, and I kind of just, went from there. But people, like, I was shocked that people actually like my readings. They love my readings. They give me great feedback on my readings. I was sitting here thinking, nobody's going to want to read all these paragraphs. People like the fact that they can go back and reread them over and over again if they need to. So I've gotten the feedback from people, but I was afraid. I was scared that people would not want to work with me because my style of reading is not what you see when you get on social media. Even doing these videos, this is the first video reading I'm doing, so I'm telling you all of that to tell you, go for it. Sometimes you have to risk being rejected or people not liking what you have to say or what you have to offer, because you don't realize how big of an impact you're going to have on the world. You were giving your gifts for a reason. Your gifts may not be the same as someone else's, but they can have just as great or even a greater impact on people. So don't try to follow what other people are doing, or don't feel bad because you have a different way of doing something. Your way of doing something may just be what the world is needing at this time. So just know you're going to attract the people that are meant to understand you and that you resonate with. Next, what do we have? We have the Five of Cups. The key word is disappointment. So don't let the fear of being disappointed with people's reactions to what you have to say or what you have to offer keep you from getting started on your work, getting started on your calling or your life path or what it is that you're supposed to bring to the world. And don't be too hard on yourself. So you may be the type that people are giving you your kudos. People are telling you they like what you have to offer. People are telling you you've had a great impact on them, and you still are being hard on yourself. You still are disappointed with your work product. Don't do that. I know it's easier said than done, right? Oh my goodness, I did not even notice the Page of Cups was here, and I was just saying with the Tulip card, the author of that deck correlates the Tulip cards with the Page of Cups. Okay, so we pretty much got the Page of Cups twice. So again, this can represent the fact that you are receiving intuitive messages. Your curiosity, the urges you get to learn things that are new or learn more about things or go deeper into things, that is what is helping you with your innovative ideas. So keep going. Write down when you're getting messages and ideas, write them down. You might not be able to get to all of them. I have this problem. I get so many ideas and creative messages. You just have to start writing them down. You might not get to it right away. You might not get the full plan or the full way that you need to execute it right away, but just start with writing down your ideas and the messages that you're getting. Then we have the Moon. It says take note of intuitive messages. So you guys are very intuitive, but you are insecure when it comes to your gift. You don't really feel like you have a strong gift, but what I'm getting is you really do. And then we have the high priest. Oh my goodness. We have the high priest, intend and create. So the high priest is the counterpart to the high priestess. So there are, okay, group number 1, I'm back. Sorry, my camera overheated and it cut off. So I basically just need a new camera. I have the Sony a5100 and I would not recommend that camera if you're going to be doing videos that are longer than like 10-15 minutes because they overheat. Okay, so as I was saying, I'm getting from the high priestess the yang energy, which is just about taking action. So with the high priest and the magician card, you are going to want to work on manifesting what it is that you want. Set your intentions. If you want to strengthen your intuition, I'm getting here that you have a strong intuition already, but if you want to strengthen it, set the intentions for that. Ask your angels, ancestors, and spirit guides for that. If you need more confidence, work on that. Set your intentions for that. Say your affirmations for that. And then we have romance and connection. So I'm not getting really a romance feel to this, but this is a reading for multiple people, and we do have the 6 of Cups here. So it is possible that you may have some romantic connections coming soon, but I'm getting more so of partnerships and people that you'll be able to work with, people that will have the same vision that you're having, or may not have the same vision that you're having, but they can see where you're going with yours. You might open up their eyes to start having you know, more creative visions themselves, or thinking outside of the box themselves. I'm getting here that you all are the type that do think outside of the box. So that's good. You want to continue to do that. So I did pull a shadow work journal prompt card. So you don't have to do this, of course, but it is something that may help you to get to the bottom, or kind of let go of the feeling unsure or the insecurity when it comes to your intuition, as well as your impact on others. So this is the journal prompt card, and it says, how are you an asset to those that are close to you? How are they an asset to you? All right, so you can literally just sit down and think about, what are the ways that I'm helpful to the people that are around me? What do I have to offer them? Maybe it's something that you need to write down on paper, because you might not realize how helpful you are, how much you are needed, how much you do actually contribute to those that are around you. And then you can also write how they contribute to you, how they're helpful to you. Then you can figure out, are there some people that aren't really contributing? Are there some people that aren't reciprocating? You know, so I would definitely do that whenever you get the chance. It's definitely helpful. And it can help to boost your confidence once you actually see on paper just how much you are making an impact on other people. If you don't have anything to write down, that's a problem. You think you're not contributing anything to anyone? Hopefully that's not true. Everyone contributes something, you know, some more than others. And what I'm getting here is you're the more than others. So I also decided to pull an astrology card, because I am learning astrology. Nowhere near an expert, but I thought it would be fun to just pull an astrology card to see what in your chart might be helpful to you, what particular zodiac signs, houses, or planets may be having an effect on you, or what type of energy you might be able to tap into if you work with those planets or embody the aspects of those particular signs. So I got the Uranus card for you. Hopefully you can see that. And I am going to read from the book. This is from the Astro Soul Oracle deck, because again, I don't know astrology. I'm learning, okay? So Uranus, it says it is ruled by Aquarius. The key words, or what Uranus represents, are innovation. Okay, so I was just saying that you guys think outside of the box, and you will probably encourage other people to do so as well. So it represents innovation, change, originality, freedom, individualism, disruption, versatility, and independence. So it says finding the right words to define Uranus is a challenge in itself, because this planet represents the unexpected, and from a historical perspective, Uranus was a realm confined to the heavens but never an actual god, hence his undefined nature. Inventiveness, illumination, innovation, and objectivity are characteristics of this planet. The mission of Uranus in a chart is to allow someone to reach a higher state of mind with the ability to find clarity from within. The truth is something individual to every one of us, and through Uranus, one can find what that truly means. Since the energy of Uranus is undefined and represents random spikes of energy, this reflects in his artistic vision. Eventually, we are able to connect the dots. Every person will see something different, and that is partly what Uranus is all about. Alright, so what I'm getting from that is pretty much what we already discussed. Even though you may go about things in a different way than other people, that's because you're innovative. That's because you're creative. That's because you create the trends. People will follow what you do. But in order for that to happen, you will have to be a little bit more confident in your abilities, your individuality, your originality. Alright, so hopefully that was helpful. This is my first pick a card video, so I'm sure they'll get better and better as time goes on. I'm stepping outside of the box and doing something new myself, so hopefully that encourages you all to do the same. I know this reading was probably a little bit redundant. We talked about intuition a lot, but that is the strong message here. You are very intuitive, very creative, and very innovative, and you are a game changer. So I just want to make sure you understand that. Keep that in mind. Be confident. You are definitely going to make changes in the world. So thank you for taking the time to watch this pick a card reading. I hope it resonated with you. If it did, please feel free to let me know, and I hope y'all have a good day. Bye. Hey, group number 2, you all chose the angel symbol. So when I think about angels, I think about having a high vibration. So spirit guides, angels, they have a very high vibration. So that is why not everyone is able to communicate with them or receive the signs and symbols from them. So that's why we work to keep our vibrations high, to meditate, to get our minds and bodies in a state where we are able to vibrate high enough to be able to receive the messages from them. So also when I think about angels, I think about protection. You know, our guardian angels are there to protect us. They are very compassionate, but they are warriors at the same time, so they have a good balance. They know when it's time to show compassion, and they know when it's time to get into protective mode and get into warrior mode at the same time. So you may have a need to raise your vibrations, and have a balance between, you know, the angel on your shoulder and the devil on your shoulder. Sometimes it's time to be assertive be aggressive, and then other times it's time to just listen. It's time to show compassion. So that's just what I'm getting from the Angel card. We also have the Avengers card. So again, we kind of have that protection theme going on. When I think about Avengers, somewhat think about retaliation. Usually there is an act that is done, something is done to someone. Someone is wronged in some way. A crime is committed, and the Avenger is coming to avenge that. They're coming to make that right. They're coming to make you pay for what you did. So again, sometimes that's needed. I kind of think of vigilante a little bit also. Sometimes when I think about Avenger. So we'll see where we're going with that. But what I'm getting is what you may be struggling with when it comes to shadow work. Healing is you might feel the need to be aggressive all the time. You might feel the need to be on guard or in protective mode, like I have to protect myself at all costs, even when it may not be necessary. So we'll keep going to see what else comes up. We also have, let me move this, the Corn Woman. Okay, I don't know if you can see that, but the keyword is nourishment. Okay, so what I'm getting is be careful of the content that you consume. Be careful of the movies you're watching, the music you're listening to. Be mindful of the foods that you are eating. I don't want to be cliche like you need to be a vegan or you need to be a vegetarian. I'm not saying that, but what I am saying, you will want to be mindful of what you consume, and that includes food as well as entertainment, conversations with people. Maybe you are dealing with people that are adding value. They're not adding nourishment. They're not there for your greatest and highest good. Anything that is not helping you to move forward and propel forward needs to go at this time. That doesn't mean permanently, but at this time you are needing to raise your vibrations for whatever reasons. Well, we all know there's just a lot going on in the world today anyways, so it's always good to try to keep your vibrations high. Of course, we're not all perfect, so I'm not asking you to be perfect. I'm asking you to be mindful. Think about the people that you're around, the things that you're engaging in. Are they bringing out the best in you, or are they bringing out the worst in you? Are they allowing you to let your guard down and be calm and not have to be, you know, my adrenaline is high. I'm thinking about adrenaline being high when you think about Avengers and superheroes, and they can, like, they have superpowers where they can pick up a car and all that, and I'm just thinking about your adrenaline is really high. Or your blood pressure is really high because you're always like ready to attack in order to keep yourself from being attacked. So I don't know if maybe when you grew up as a child in your household, at school, I don't know, you may have been bullied, or your parents may not have talk to you in a nice way. They may have been a bit verbally abusive. They may have made you feel insecure or that you weren't good enough. There's something, someone, some incident, a series of events that have happened to you that are making you feel like you have to be on guard all the time. And you don't want to overstress yourself. You definitely want to have a balance. I know I got really, really, really angry and frustrated about a week ago, and then I got sick. And that happens to me because my adrenaline gets so high, my blood pressure gets so high. When I usually get mad, I'm mad for a while, so I try not to get mad because when it happens, I get physically sick from it. So definitely keep a balance with your emotions and be mindful of your reactions. Be mindful of people that are trying to get a reaction out of you. Let me see, what else do we have here? So we have the Hangman. So you definitely may need to change your perspective on a situation or a relationship. You definitely may need to see things a different way, or you may need to take a couple different perspectives on things to see what resonates with you. You may be just programmed to see things a certain way, and you might be missing information, or you might be misinterpreting something. So you definitely are going to want to change your perspective. We also have the Ten of Needles, and in this deck, the Ten of Needles is the Ten of Swords. So you may have had people who haven't had your best interest at heart, people who have betrayed you, people who have stabbed you. Hey, group number 2, sorry, my memory card got full, so if the camera's not overheating, the memory card is full, so I'm back. Sorry about that. Where was I? I think I was on Judgment for you all. So you may be being called to have an awakening right now, or just pay attention to the way you're reacting to things, the way you're reacting to people, and the way people are affecting you. There may truly be some people that are doing things to try to get reactions out of you, so you definitely want to weed those people out, but you don't want to confuse those people with people that are actually trying to help you and that are wanting the best for you. So definitely want to work on your discernment when it comes to that, and don't let your ego get in the way. So we do have the Eight of Cups also. We know the Eight of Cups can mean you are walking away from something, you're starting a new journey. You can also be feeling like someone abandoned you, or you could be abandoning a situation. So again, I'm feeling like this is kind of like twofold in a sense of, oh, hold on, phone's ringing. So this is kind of twofold, where you, in a sense that you may feel like people are, you know, never there for you. They always abandon you when you need them most. You're always there for other people. Oh my God, so many people are calling me and messaging me right now. Hold on, let me tell this person I will call them back. Okay, so you may feel like people are never there for you, and people always leave you hanging and leave you stranded when you need them most. But again, you want to pay attention to the type of people you're attracting, and make sure you're not mixing the people up that are actually wanting to help you with people that actually don't have your greatest and highest good at heart. So you definitely want to leave behind any negative mindsets that may keep you in a space of not being able to trust people and not being able to accept help from people. I know that is a problem that I have. It's not that people don't want to help me, it's that I have a problem accepting help from people because I don't know their intentions. I don't know their motives. What are they going to want from me in exchange for them helping? Is this going to come back on me later? You know, that kind of thinking. And I know I need to get out of that, because there are people out there that genuinely want to help me. And whenever you're given a mission by your spirit guide, source, whatever you want to call it, usually it's so big that it's going to require help from other people. You're not going to be able to do it all by yourself. They are going to send the people to you that are going to help you. But you have to be open to receiving that help. You have to be open to receiving messages from people. And that's not going to be easy if you think everyone is out to get you all the time. We also have the Six of Matches in reverse. The Six of Matches in this deck is the Six of Wands. So upright, the Six of Wands represents victory, public recognition, celebration, somebody who's doing well and people see you. They know who you are. They recognize that. The Six of Wands in reverse can represent ego, arrogance, pride. Sometimes it can represent disgrace. So like when you can upright, in the upright, it can represent public recognition, public victory, but in reverse it can represent disgrace. So you may have had family members, parents make you feel like you are the black sheep. They aren't really proud of you. They don't speak highly about you the way they do of your siblings or other people in your family. They count you out all the time. You're always the person that people feel like they're going to mess up. This is the mess up. This is the person that's in the family that's always messing up. We always have to come to their rescue. You may be the underdog all the time. So it could represent that for some of you, but for others of you, it does represent arrogance and pride. You do not want to let that keep you from your blessings, and you don't want to let that turn people off that are really wanting to help you. So definitely be mindful of that. That's not necessarily going to apply to everyone that picked this pile, but if it applies to you, you know it. You know it. So it's time to do something about that, okay? Again, we have another card that represents seeing things from a different perspective, but we have the eagle here, and it's not only saying to see things from a different perspective, but see things from a higher perspective. When you see things from like a bird's eye view, you can see all of the pieces to the puzzle. Whereas if you're only looking at things from the ground level, you can only see what's in your line of vision, what's directly in front of you, maybe what's on the peripheral. But bird's eye view, you can see all of the pieces. So you know what's what. So again, we have changing your perspective twice. So definitely if you have any negative mindsets, if you think everyone's always out to get you all the time, you definitely want to change your perspective on that. We have the Shaolin Master. I hope I said that right. And that's be graceful in movement and action. So again, I feel like that's kind of like the angels versus Avengers. Angels can be warriors. Angels, you know, if they have to go to war, if they have to protect whoever they're assigned to, they can do that. But they're also graceful. They're also, like I was saying earlier, compassionate. So, and I think this is like somebody who does some sort of karate or kung fu or martial arts pretty much. And when you do martial arts, they teach you how to be graceful with your movement. So you still have an impact. You can still, you know, win a fight. You can still defend yourself, but it's different than somebody who might do boxing, you know, or street fighting, you know, something like that. Even boxing and street fighting is different because there are, certain, like I think they call it like footwork and combinations and stuff like that you're doing when you're boxing, and when you're street fighting you're kind of just going off of your adrenaline and like fight or flight type of situation, you know, doing whatever you have to do to get yourself out of the situation and win the fight. So you may want to learn how to fight differently. You might have a better impact or a greater impact, or better results when people really are. What I'm getting is there are people that come for you. There are people that do test you. There are people that do try you. But those people are getting mixed up with the people that are trying to help you as well in your mind. So you're not able to see who is who. And there's a better way of defending yourself. There's a better way of fighting for yourself. So for whatever it is that you're doing, if you want to be able to stop attracting those type of people, you may have to go about defending yourself a little bit differently. And then we have harmony and resolution. So if you put this stuff into practice, if you sit down and really think about who's for you, who's against you, why you might be attracting certain people and situations into your life, why you may feel the need to be guarded all the time and on the defense all the time, like nobody can say anything to you and you're taking it the wrong way, or you're thinking that somebody is coming for you when they may be just trying to offer you some advice to help you. Once you kind of figure out who's who and strengthen your discernment a little bit and let your guard down a little bit, then you're going to start to see more harmony, resolution, peacefulness in your life. So I hate to say all this stuff because I don't want to sound negative. I don't want to sound like I'm coming for you, but I also have to say the messages that I'm getting. This is about shadow work. This is about inner child healing. So we're going to be talking about parts of yourself that may not be the most liked parts. They may not be the most positive parts. You may not be ready to accept that you are a defensive person. But that's what shadow work is about. It's about accepting the parts of you that you don't like. So while I hate to kind of say things like you may be a little bit arrogant, you may have too much pride, you may be on the defense all the time, you may think everyone's out to get you. Like, I don't want to say those things, but at the same time, that's what I'm getting. If it doesn't resonate, don't take it. If it resonates, do the work to try to get out of that so that you can start enjoying your life more. And so that those people that are lined up to help you get to a better place in life can be sent to you, and you can recognize those people. You can recognize the real from the fake. I'm not saying you're being paranoid in the sense of you think everybody's out to get you and ain't nobody thinking about you like that. I'm saying that there are people that are out to get you. There are people that do not have your greatest good at heart, but there are also people who do. So make sure you can discern who's who is basically what I'm getting here. So I did pull a journal prompt card for each pile, and I got 2 for your pile. So I'm going to go ahead and say both of them. The first one that came out is, what is a character in a movie, show, or book that you relate to and why? So for me, I don't know if y'all remember that show, Being Mary Jane. It was on BET. Gabrielle Union was in it. And when that show came out, I found myself being able to relate to her a little bit too much for my liking to the character. I was like, why do I kind of act like that? Why do people kind of feel like I come off that way? She was one of those people that got in her own way all the time. She was one of those people that thought people were out to get her all the time. She self-sabotaged herself a lot. And I was seeing that being mirrored. Like, I can relate to that character. I didn't really like it, but I was like, wow, I kind of do that. I kind of sabotage relationships because I don't want to get hurt. So I end up doing stuff that causes a rift in the relationship. So I had to work on that. So, you know, maybe there is a character in a book, movie, show that you can relate heavily to. So it might be worth exploring why you relate so much to that character. You might get to the bottom of some things for yourself, or some subconscious things, some things that you're not aware of, that you do in your day-to-day life. So the other card that came out, are you receptive to constructive criticism? Name some advice or a critique that you have received and have implemented. So we were just saying that some of you might be prideful. Some of you may take constructive criticism as an attack or somebody coming from you. So, you know, the question is, are you able to take constructive criticism? You know, what's something that somebody has told you that has helped you, that you've implemented, that, you know, you might not necessarily want it to hear, but you need it to hear. So those are worth exploring. You know, you don't have to do those journal prompts, but I suggest either thinking about it. If you're not going to write about it, maybe you can just sit and think about it. And then also, I thought it would be fun, since I'm learning astrology, to pull an astrology card for every pile. So I just wanted to know, is there something in your chart that may be helpful to you? Is there a certain sign that it may be helpful for you to embody the characteristics or the aspects of that sign? Is there a particular house that's being affected right now? A particular planet that's affecting you right now? So I just thought it would be fun. So the card I got for y'all was Aries. I'm going to go ahead and read out of the book. This is from the Astro Soul Oracle deck, because I'm not an astrologer, so I don't know what I'm talking about. So let's just read out of this book and see if something resonates. Okay, so Aries, the element is fire, and it is ruled by Mars. And the body rulership is the face, head, and physical body. Alright, so it says Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, and the sun moving into Aries always represents the beginning of the astrological new year. As the ruler of the first house, Aries is the most self-oriented sign of them all. People with this sign tend to be independent, determined, and in most cases, pioneers in everything they do. When out of alignment, Aries can have a tendency to burn out quickly and lack patience. They should try to train their patience in order to maintain a constant influx of interest in what they do. Alright, so I don't know if any of that resonated. I don't know if any of you are Aries. You might want to check to see if you have Aries in your birth chart anywhere. It's definitely worth looking into. So Aries definitely, they start new things, you know. They are innovative. But what I got from that is it might be hard to, or you might lack the patience. You might lack patience. You might feel like people are just coming for you. Your reactions might be fiery. You know, you might be like not necessarily meaning to come off or react to people a certain way, but they might take it as you're being aggressive, when you might just be trying to be assertive, you know. So you might want to try to work on assertive, when to be assertive, when to be aggressive, and when to just listen. Alright, so hopefully that resonated with you all. Definitely take what resonated, leave what didn't. There may be some things that don't resonate now, but later on they may start to make sense to you. This is my first pick a card reading video, so thank you for bearing with me. Hey, group number 3. So you all chose the dog symbol. And I think most of us, when we think about dogs, we think about friends, friendship. We think about loyalty. We think about playfulness, being happy, basically having a loyal relationship, a loyal friendship with someone. So that's typically what dogs will represent. But right after that, we got the trickster card. So immediately I'm getting that there have been some people that have been disloyal to you. There have been some people that have disappointed you. There have been some people that should have had your back that have not had your back. And when that happens, that tends to create a fear with creating new relationships with people, allowing people in, allowing people to get close to us, trusting people. That creates a trust issue. So you all may be struggling with trust issues. You may subconsciously feel like you cannot let people in. People are always going to disappoint you. People are always going to be disloyal. People are deceptive. We have the trickster here. People are deceptive. They aren't showing you who they truly are. They are wolves in sheep's clothing. So that's definitely something tough and hard to deal with. And it can affect your relationships, being able to build new relationships and being able to grow relationships that you're currently in. So after that, we have Demeter, feelings and emotions. Now, I believe in I think it's Greek mythology. Don't kill me if I got that wrong. But I believe Demeter was Persephone's mother. And Persephone, I forget how the story goes, but for whatever reason, she had to marry Hades. And he was the god of the underworld. And so she would have to stay with him for a certain period of time throughout the year. And then she would be allowed to go back with her mom. I think in the springtime or something, those months she was able to go back and be with her mom. And her mom would miss her so much that she kind of like, made, I guess, the winter season or whatever. Basically, it's cold outside. I guess her mom could control the seasons or whatever. So it would be like cold outside, it's bad weather or whatever. And then when she was able to come to meet her mom, there would be good weather again. Y'all double check that story. I probably got some stuff wrong. But anyways, that's what I remember and recall about Demeter. Now, that could be totally wrong. So I can understand why they would choose her for this card. Feelings and emotions. Feeling sadness. Feeling loss. Feeling like something has been taken from you. Someone has been taken from you. I can't remember the story of how Hades and Persephone, like how they ended up having to get married. I don't know if there was any trickery or anything involved in it. But, I think there was some kind of deal or something that had to be made. But again, I don't know. I could probably have that all wrong. The point is, this reading is going to be about feelings, emotions, feeling like people have taken something from you, loss, feeling like you have lost something. All right, so then we have the veil and apple. So the veil represents the future and apple represents risk and reward. By the way, you all are the only deck that got cards from the Halloween Oracle. So when I was pulling your cards, I just kept seeing the Halloween Oracle. I did not plan on using that deck for these readings, but for some reason I kept seeing it while I was like in my mind while I was pulling your cards. So you guys are the only ones. Y'all got 2 extra cards. from a deck that none of the other piles got. So with the veil and risk and reward, yes, it might be scary and risky to start trusting people again. But and sometimes once the veil is removed, right? That's why people say be careful when you open your third eye and everything. You might see some stuff you don't want to see, or that you weren't ready to see, or you didn't expect for things to be the way they really are. You see the truth and you weren't expecting the truth to be the truth. You were expecting something else. So don't be afraid. Don't be scared to trust again. Don't be scared to show people your emotions. Like the card says with the apple, there's risk, but where there's a risk, there's reward also. So you don't want to miss out on your blessings or your rewards because you're scared to take a risk. It is risky to trust people, but that's why we have to work on our discernment. So if you have noticed that people are coming into your life and they're always backstabbing you, or they're always being disloyal to you or turning against you, you definitely want to work on your discernment. Ask your spirit guides, source, divine, whatever you call it, to help you with your discernment. Show you who's there for me, who's not. Give me signs. Give me symbols. Show me. I think sometimes we forget that we do have to ask for what we want. They don't just automatically intervene and interfere. Sometimes we have to ask, interfere. I need your interference right now. Let me know what's going on. Show me. Remove people that are not good for me. Whoever it is, I don't know who's good for me. I don't know who's not. But peacefully remove them from my life. Anybody that doesn't have my greatest and highest good at heart. You know, and you might just start seeing people disappear. And you can ask, bring people that want the best for me, that are going to be helpful, that are going to reciprocate, that are going to be loyal. Please bring those people to me and remove the people who are not. Help me to know who's who. Help me with my discernment. So you don't want to just not ever trust anyone again. Just ask for stronger discernment. Alright, so we also have the Seven of Cups. Okay, so the Seven of Cups can represent different choices, different options. Sometimes it can represent having too many choices, too many options, not acting on what it is that you want to do, and just constantly daydreaming and thinking about it, but you're not actually putting action into it. But it can represent opportunities as well. So you definitely don't want to miss out on opportunities because you're scared to trust people. I know it can be overwhelming. It's like, there's so many options. There's so many people. How do I know who's who? How do I know which opportunities are good for me, which opportunities are not? How do I know which risks are worth taking? Again, you'll want to ask your spirit guides and whoever your higher power is, or your higher self, you know, to reveal that to you. So that way it's not a guessing game. You're going off of your discernment. You're going off of the intuitive messages that you're receiving. We also have courage. Well, we have the Queen of Matches, which is the Queen of Wands, which also can represent courage. But the Queen of Wands is also like a social butterfly. So she is, you know, not afraid to get out there and mingle and cultivate relationships. She's not afraid to take charge. You know, she's very creative. She has a lot of things going on at once, but typically in the upright she is able to balance those things. So you want to make sure you're able to balance the things that you have on going on, and you don't have too many things going on at once. But the Queen of Wands is good at, you know, having a lot of stuff going on at once. She's able to mix and mingle. She's able to take care of the kids. She's able to take care of her business. If she's married, she's able to take care, you know, of her spouse. She's able to balance fun and working. So you definitely want to kind of embody that. You know, like I said, she's a social butterfly. She's not afraid to get out there, put herself out there. And that's kind of what I'm doing right now. I never wanted to make videos on YouTube or Facebook. I never wanted to create a Facebook group. I like to be in the background. I don't like to be in the forefront. And I keep getting called to do things that are going to cause me to be in the forefront, in front of people. People are going to see me. I want to be behind the scenes. Sometimes that's not what our life path is. That's not what we're supposed to be doing. So we're going to have to get out there and be courageous. And, you know, with that being said, we're going to have the discernment to know what we should do, what we shouldn't do, what opportunities we should take, what opportunities we shouldn't take. Who we should work with. There might be a lot of people that want to work with you because your energy is magnetic. Who do you work with? You don't have to take every single opportunity that comes your way or take on every project that comes your way. You're going to want to figure out how to determine what opportunities you should take and who you should work with and who you shouldn't work with. Sometimes you end up getting burned in the process, but you just need to learn from that. But don't let it hold you back. We also have the 5 of Buttons in reverse, which is the 5 of Pentacles in reverse, which is the way that I like to see the 5 of Pentacles. Sorry y'all, my camera overheated, group number 3. So I need a new camera. It only will let me like film for like 15 minutes or so, and then it just shuts off because it overheats. Okay, so where was I? I think I was at the 5 of Cups in reverse, or excuse me, the 5 of Pentacles in reverse, which is the way that we want to see the 5 of Pentacles, because it means that you are going to be recovering from a loss. So you may have lost something. You may have, this could be material. Usually it represents like finances or material, but you know, it could be anything. So you're recovering from anything that you may have lost. I don't know, somebody may have stolen money from you or tricked you out of something. You may have lost something because of somebody else, but you are recovering. Uh-oh, I think my battery's gonna die. I hope not. Okay, let me try to hurry up. Next, we have the Knight of Cups in reverse. So again, this is somebody that came to you like they were charming. They came to you like they had the best intentions in mind. They may have sold you a dream, and they really just broke your heart. They really just lied to you. You found out that they weren't being genuine. And then we have the Ace of Cups in reverse. So you are not receiving intuitive messages that are being sent to you. And the key word is intuition. So again, you will want to ask for stronger intuition and stronger discernment so that you can know who's for you, who's against you, who has your best good at heart, who doesn't. I'm sorry, I'm trying to hurry up before my battery dies. And then we have the Heart Guardian, and it says, love and let yourself be loved. So don't be afraid to let love in. Don't be afraid to let people express love to you, whether it be family, romantic, or friendships. Okay, people are out there wanting to help you and wanting to be there for you, but you're kind of blocking people. So you might want to work on your heart chakra, opening up your heart chakra. You know, that's definitely something I got to work on. I'm actually just looking at this apple, and there's a heart, like the bite that was taken out of it is in the shape of a heart, and it says risk and reward. So this is talking about love here, relationships, showing your emotions. All right, group number 3, I'm back. I'm sorry, my camera died. So many technical issues today. So I'm gonna try to pick up where I left off. It's been at least like maybe 40-50 minutes. So I'm gonna try to pick up where I left off. So I know I left off on this card, the Heart Guardian, love and let yourself be loved. So you definitely want to open your heart chakra, open yourself up to receiving love, being able to show your emotions to other people, and other people being able to show you their emotions, knowing who is being truthful about the way they feel about you and who is not being truthful, and understanding that you deserve people to treat you well. You deserve love. You deserve people to reciprocate, for people to like you, for people to have positive feelings towards you. And because you deserve it, people are going to be genuine about it. And again, you're going to have your discernment strengthened. You're going to work on strengthening your discernment so that way you know who's for you and who's not. Alright, so since you had extra cards, I couldn't lay them all out. So next we have the Direction Guardian, choose your path. So this goes with the Seven of Cups. Knowing which option to choose, knowing who is genuine, knowing which direction you need to go in. And if you're having problems with that, then again, you need to work on your discernment, work on your intuition, ask your spirit guides and ancestors or whoever that you go to for signs. Ask them to give you messages. Ask that you are open. Let them know that you're open to receiving those intuitive messages. Then we also have power and intention. So again, it's like, understand that you have the power to set intentions to get what it is that you want, to get the results that you want. So if you're feeling powerless, if you're feeling like people are always able to take advantage of you, understand that you can take your power back. And sometimes being vulnerable with people is taking your power back, because you're not afraid anymore to show people the real you. You're not afraid to show people your emotions. Understand that there's strength in that. There's strength in vulnerability. So with all of the decks, I did pick a shadow work journaling topic or journal prompt. So this is the card that you all got. Alright, so this card says, how do you feel about your ability to trust others? Is it easy for you to trust? Are you skeptical of everyone? How do you determine who you can trust? What does this say about your level of discernment? So this goes with what I was just saying. Unfortunately, I don't think y'all can see that. And like I've been saying with all of the groups, of course you don't have to do this. You don't have to journal it. You don't have to write it down. I would at least think about it, but it's not something that you have to do. But if you're not able to trust, where is that coming from? Where is that stemming from? And like I was saying, what does that say about your level of discernment? Maybe you need to ask for that to be strengthened. Alright, so I also chose a zodiac or astrology card for all of the groups because I am learning astrology. So I just thought it would be fun to see if there's a particular planet, house, zodiac sign that is affecting you right now, or that you might want to embody as far as the energy or characteristics. So you all got Saturn. And Saturn is, you know, not thought of as the most positive planet. And that's because it represents restrictions and limitations. It may make it harder. It's like the areas of your life that are going to be a little bit harder, especially towards the beginning of your life. So I'm going to go ahead and read from the book because I'm not an astrologer. I'm just learning. So I'm reading from the astrology oracle deck. Alright, so Saturn is ruled by Capricorn and Aquarius, according to the book. I know it rules Capricorn. I didn't know about Aquarius, though. So the keywords are boundaries, restrictions, limitations, time, long-term rewards, control, stability, effort, and perseverance. So the book says, feared by many, Saturn is known for being one of the most challenging planets in astrology due to its connection to our boundaries and limitations. In actuality, Saturn truly represents the role of a benevolent teacher, making it known that through effort, dedication, and perseverance, we find true fulfillment. Saturn rules time, and as you may have heard, good things take time. This is Saturn's ultimate lesson. Funnily enough, I didn't know funnily was a word. Funnily enough, Saturn also represents rejection. Ooh, that fits in with this reading. So this is why, in order to fully understand this planet, it requires integration and self-acceptance for the things we dislike, hate, or even fear about ourselves. The many rings of Saturn have always been a symbol of the boundaries this planet represents. As we explore the planets that are farther out, we will see how the definition and symbology gets more and more undefined. I'm out of breath for reading that. Okay. So I think the book mentioned something about rejection. So, you know, that can fit in with this reading, because if you're scared to be vulnerable and show your emotions, or if you're scared that people are going to turn on you, or maybe you're afraid of rejection, that could be why we have all of these cards that are speaking about emotions, feelings, being afraid, feeling like you're taking a risk, the need to be courageous. So yeah, I think you could definitely take a look to see where Saturn is in your birth chart. You know, that's always good to kind of start learning the astrology with it. I'm having a good time learning. My Saturn is in the 6th house and in Capricorn. So things are pretty difficult for me. Things are always harder for me than they are for other people. But from what I understand, they will get better, or I'll start getting my rewards the older that I get. So later in life, you know, I get my rewards later in life. So you may have been through some things with people who were disloyal, but now things are probably going to start taking a turn for you, and now you're going to start reaping the rewards and the benefits from you being such a good person, and you being such a loyal person, and you being there to help other people even if they weren't there for you. So that stuff is going to start paying off for you now. And you are most likely going to have people sent to you to help you and to show you the kindness that you've shown other people, but you have to be in a space to be able to accept that. Alright, so that's what I got for group number 3. Like I told the other groups, this is my first pick a card video, so thanks for bearing with me. We had a few technical difficulties, but as I continue to do these, if I continue to do these, I will get better and better. So stick around. Let me know if it resonated with you or not, and I hope you have a good day. Bye.